Oh man, what's really good, family tree? Let me know if you're up in the building with me right about now. And just hit me up with some likes. Let me hit me up with some comments. Let me get some feedback and some interaction with you guys. I'm in my chill down zone at present. So yeah, I already know I'm about to go and, hit the bed. But I thought to myself, let me quickly just jump on here, give you guys the opportunity to come on as per usual to have your say on this particular platform. Um, it's not going to be, my good brother academic speecher says powerful topic. It is a powerful topic. Unfortunately, I think I'm just going to warm up the seat. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just warming up the seat because it is quite late. It's like half 11, well, 20 past 11 right now. And I'm suspecting that most of you guys are actually in your bed, sleeping, and so forth. So if I can get you guys, if you are actually here with me, to obviously hit up the like button, hit the like button, let me know that you're interested in this. So what I've been seeing as of recently, I saw on Betty's channel and a few other channels at Speaker's Corner as well. There's a talk about the veil or the burqa and things of that nature. I haven't really seen, oh, sorry, and modesty. Oh yes, and the hijab and whether I think there's a certain YouTuber called Dina Tokyo has taken off her hijab for her own personal reasons and so forth. So it seems as though this is a topic that's just sweeping across social media. Me personally, I haven't really kept up to date with what's really going on it as such. I've seen a few videos that people have made, and I'm like, the best thing for me to do is just keep my mouth quiet and let you guys actually just talk. So, what I would love to happen, I don't think anybody, I don't know if you guys are actually ready to come on, right? But what I would really love to do is see if this is a topic that you guys are actually interested in, number one. And if it is something that you're interested in, hopefully tomorrow we can actually have a proper dialogue conversation where we can invite more people on and see what you guys really have to say on this topic, right? I have my own personal views. Would love to hear your views. Actually, let me do this right now. So, my first question is, should the burqa be banned? Yes or no? Should the burqa be banned? Yes or no? One for yes, two for no. If you want to be real simple, or simply just type in yes, it should be banned. No, it shouldn't be banned. Okay. Now, secretly for me, for me, okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm a person that is I like people to have freedom of expression. So meaning whatever clothes you feel fit to wear, then I don't know, like I don't know, within reason, I don't see a problem with it as such. Okay. In terms of legality, like of course, if you're going to a certain place, you're supposed to be dressed for that occasion, right? Okay. So for certain places, of course, you know, whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know how to actually tell somebody you shouldn't be wearing that or you should be wearing this. I don't know. It's a very difficult one for me. Personally, I'm not in favor of the burqa at all. I personally am not in favor of the burqa, right? I would never encourage, my children to wear the burqa, right? Nah, I couldn't see that. There are certain females within inside of my family that do wear the niqab, okay, and that's cool. Like I don't, have any problem with it. I do miss, seeing my aunties, like just seeing them in their natural self and just with this big smile and just all of that stuff. Like I miss that. All right. But there are certain females in my family that do wear the niqab, and it's the same interaction as per normal. But then if I really think back and reflect how we used to be, how we used to just, relate to one another, there was much more you can, gain from one another by actually having your face, on display as such. So I don't know. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. I'm not too fussed. I think the moment that I would be fussed, okay, the moment that I would be fussed is if there were, I don't know, terrorist attacks being done under the disguise and the cover of the burqa, right? other than that, I couldn't really care. I couldn't really care. But that's the problem. Maybe it's not so close to me. Maybe I'm not being surrounded by burkas, and I don't know. I don't know. Let me know, family. Let me know because I'm trying to gain the understanding of what the different arguments are. And for me personally, I'm very liberal to be like, whatever you want to wear, like that's calm. Like, wear that. That's down to you. Okay, that's you're a big woman, you're a big man. Make up your own choices, make your own decisions. All right. I would personally, if it was to be banned, so as such, like the word banned, I would ban it for school children. That's the only where I would. That's the only place I would actually ban it is for school children because as a school child, you have no business wearing all of that over you. Like I'm like, but why? But where? But what? And clearly, that's not off your own volition. Somebody is telling you to do that. Okay, that's the only time I would say, yeah, maybe then, right? But otherwise, I don't know, fam. I don't know. You guys gotta let me know. I'm not too clued up on it, so talk to me. Someone says kids don't wear it. Yeah, most probably. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if kids don't wear it. I do see children wearing hijabs, and I'm like, but why? Like, and I'm seeing like young 6 year olds, 7 year olds, 8 year olds wearing hijabs, and I'm like, huh? Like, huh? But why are you wearing that? Like, and clearly you're not wearing it because you want to wear it. Like somebody has clearly told you to wear it, or I can't even say indoctrinated you to wear it, because at that young age you don't even understand that. Um, so I don't have a problem if it's your decision to wear it, wear it, but let it be your decision and let it be an informed decision rather than you just I don't know being forced into something. All right. So yeah, let me get you guys on here because I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I don't want to really want to talk. I want you guys to come on because I'm trying to just go to bed soon. All right. So the link has been sent. You got the link, the current Convo King. Yeah. So if you guys want the link, just message me. Otherwise, just join in because the link has been sent out. Do. Moonpig. Don't know why I'm saying that. What's good? Tell the truth, shame the devil, says Big Up Callum. Wagwan. That link don't work. Why is the links not working? All right. If you already added me on Hangouts, simply message me via Hangouts. If not, post your email address, right? Doggy has just joined us via the link. So if it's not working, just post your email address down below in the chat section right here. Oh, let me share my screen so you know what I'm talking about. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, so just drop it right here in the chat section, right? And I will quickly um, copy the link and then afterwards I will put it inside here, okay, and I'll add you as an email address, and that way your phone or your computer device will start ringing. Okay, so if you can't get through via the link, try that way. Okay, let's quickly see, and let's see if I edit the video as well. So the topic is literally as says um with inside of the opening thing, the burqa. I've been hearing a lot of conversations about the burqa, so I want to know, like, to be honest with you, let's open up to the burqa, to the niqab, to the hijab, all of that. Let's open it up to all of that. Okay. I'm personally saying that I would not ban it unless it becomes some sort of security risk, but I am not in favor of the burqa, the niqab. Um, and yeah, hijab is cool if that's your personal choice, but everything else I'm personally not in favor of. Okay, and that's just my own preference. Okay, banning the burqa just gives Muslims more feelings of oppression. The Quran says oppression is justifiable with jihad. It says, why so religious? Interesting. All right. Naeem Khan says, should we force kids to go to school if they don't want, or what about kids don't want to wear any cloth? Could parents force dress? Okay, I think. So, let me open it up to you guys now. So, panel members, jump on.
I think you can talk about banning it in a limited sense, like for if you are going through an airport, or if you are a worker at a hospital, or if you're at a bank and you need to kind of confirm your identity. That seems like a kind of sort of reasonable starting point that kind of people can acknowledge as the is good for society to kind of have these sort of efficient, kind of sensible measures in place where there's like a real reason why we need to see your identity, and it's not just because I know it
Hey,
offends
Kalam.
a sense of society or norms or morals or culture.
Yep. So, sorry, 1 second, real quickly. So I already don't know why are we actually banning the burqa? Number one. Sorry, Naeem Khan says, what about makeup? Should we ban it? You can't even recognize people with out makeup. See, me personally, again, yeah, I would if it's children, I will ban makeup for children. Number one. That's number one. Number two, my preference is away from makeup, right? Unless you want to wear it for some special occasion, wear it. But I'm against it. I've seen a lot of
Kalam.
contouring videos. Personally, I know this is off topic. I've seen a lot of contouring videos, and I've seen a lot of deception and 419 done in the name of makeup. So yeah, like if I was you and you're going out on a date, I would say to my date, ban makeup. Like if we're going on a first date, makeup should be banned. I want to know what you look like. I want to know what our potential children may look like. What are your beautifulness and what are your disfigurements? But anyways, that's me just going off topic. Who was it? Was it Dogia?
Yes.
Please open up your mic and speak.
Yes. Hope everyone's doing all right. I just wanted. It's more of a comment more than anything, but when it comes to this type of topic, I have a bit of an extreme view as a Muslim myself. But I do want to say I think I would like to see more women discuss this topic because I see a lot of the times online men talk about this, and we say that it should be banned, it shouldn't be, and all that other stuff. I think really, if I don't know your audience, if there's a lot of females, but I think really they should have the forefront in this discussion and really see how they feel about it. I don't know. Just wanted to call that out.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that. Unfortunately, like I'm just doing this is late at night. I'm just kind of feeling what the audience is saying, just seeing where everybody's on. But yeah, like in near future, hopefully tomorrow we can actually have a proper conversation about this.
Oh,
Um,
mate. I just
yeah.
want to say, sorry, I just want to say, how does it affect if women is wearing niqab? How does it affect you at the end of the day? At the end of the day, bro, it's the woman's choice, isn't it? Like,
Sometimes that's what we have to. I have to ask myself: is it really the woman's choice? Like,
Yeah.
are you really choosing to wear a niqab or a burqa, and why are you choosing to do it? Like, are you in? For me, that is, and I'm gonna be. It's gonna sound like I'm very bigoted or something. Like I don't know, whatever the word is. I just don't see the purpose. Like, why would you want to do that in the 21st century? I don't get it. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to ban it. I'm
like,
completely against the idea of anybody telling anybody what they should and should not wear.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I think there's
confused why you would wear it.
It's like I'll tell you one thing. For example, you might not see the world like everyone has a different perspective of how they see the world. Yeah, like you might not understand it, but the woman wearing it, she'll understand why she's wearing it, and she'll have her reason why she wants to wear it. Yeah, I don't really, you can't really force anybody to wear it in the 21st century. They wear it by choice, bro.
Yeah. I think just kind of piggyback on that. I think we can easily say most of the people that wear it, they wear it. They say it's by choice, but if you truly think about it, if you're constantly being told that if you don't wear it, you go to hell, and for that reason now you have to wear it, does it still become a choice? And now it's a thin line, and it becomes of a more a subjective thing. But is it still your choice, right?
Like I want to know, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, right? Why do you think women wear a burqa or a niqab? Like, what is the reason? What is the reason women say they wear it, if you know? Because I'm
For
confused.
modesty.
I don't know.
It's for modesty, mate. Modesty.
Modesty. What does
It's
that
also
mean?
outlined in the Quran the reason why they would have to wear it.
No, it's not in the Quran at all. Let me actually just see what the word modesty actually means. Because I keep hearing people say modesty, modesty, but I might be just dumb. I don't know. So let me quickly check. What does the word modesty mean? Modesty, the quality or state of being unassuming in the estimation of one's abilities, the quality of being relative, moderate, limited, or small in amount, behavior, manner, or appearance intended to avoid impropriety or indecency. Okay,
um,
so so
Kalam.
which one here is to do with being modest? Because for me, that's not moderate, right? It's not being moderate. You're actually standing out from the rest of everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand what do you mean by modesty?
Yeah, Kalam.
Alright,
So
mate.
just wanted to clarify something really quick. I personally don't believe it's in the Quran, but you were asking why people are doing it. The interpretation of the verse talking about covering, people have interpreted it that way. I personally believe that it's not in the Quran, but I was just explaining why people, they want to wear it. They think it's something they have to do. The interpretation of the verse about covering yourself, a lot of people have interpreted it to the modern day of the niqab that we know it is. That's what I was trying to say.
Would you say that's an extreme interpretation?
100%.
Okay. All right. So can I get somebody else? So Mr. Stacks, you might have something else that's gonna shock us and make us understand. Let me know.
Uh, what I believe is, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the niqab, I believe, is in some authentic hadiths, and in some parts you can interpret it in a way that the Quran might give you some evidence into in light of the niqab. However, I believe it is an extreme interpretation. So not myself, I would believe in hijab as a must, but the niqab I would say is a sunnah, which means you get extra reward if you do it, and if you don't do it, you don't get any. Let's say it's not haram basically. If you don't do it, basically you don't get nothing. So that's my stance on this niqab stuff.
I would say be careful when you're saying something is a sunnah.
By sunnah, I mean uh, by sunnah, I mean you get extra reward for it, and I can provide you some evidence on behalf of that.
Okay, I don't know. So we've got somebody called Trigfer saying, "You're gonna get me on. My view is the right view." I hear a lot of people saying that. Again, we've posted the link several times, hence the reason why a lot of people are actually on here right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got a lot of people that's on here right now because they've jumped onto the link. Okay, and if you can't jump on via that means, simply post your email address inside of the comment section. Okay, or add me via Google Hangouts, and that'll be a way to get in. Okay, but otherwise, I can't help you. Okay, I can't help you if you don't want to follow instructions. All right, let me quickly send a link out to somebody who's just now messaged me privately to get them the link.
Kalam.
Yep, go ahead, King.
So I guess this is more a question for the panel and maybe including you. So I guess I'll speak for myself. I'm convinced most of the people, it's not their own choice. I say most because I can't speak for all, but from the people that I know personally, from my observations, usually it is due to the family pressure or religious pressure, cultural pressure. But how do you deal with people that are convinced and that are telling the world, going on TV and all the other stuff, saying that it is their choice, like
Mate,
converts or whatever? They say, it's my choice. How do you deal with that? Because that's the real issue, right?
Yeah, so the
mate,
real
I have
issue,
to cut you.
I would say, I'll say to them, I have no problem with it being your choice, right? And I respect your decision and I respect your choice. Hence the reason why I'm telling you that I'm not for banning whatever you choose to wear. But is it
Yeah.
your informed choice, or are you simply following cultural pressures or religious pressures, or I don't even know? What is it? Are you doing it out of ignorance, or are you doing it based upon knowledge and information?
I
Yeah,
agree with Kalam 100% here. But the thing is, like, you guys are talking about how it's the women is being forced to wear it, but it's a really low percentage. Most women that wear it, they do it out of their own choice. Them, like, for example, I knew a sister, she wears niqab, but her mother didn't wear it. In fact, her mother was telling her, don't wear it. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's different. It's completely, what you guys are
Yeah,
thinking is different.
and that's why I would really have to ask, like, where did you, like, how did you get the idea that you would like to wear a niqab? Like, where did you, what's the spark? What's the causation of it? But hold that thought real quickly. We have our beautiful sister Hawaii up in the building with us, so I would love to hear her input on this topic.
Oh,
Peace to you,
thank you,
Queen.
Callum. So we're talking about the burqa or the niqab
Yes,
or the
both
jabadi.
Burqa and niqab, both.
Okay. My thoughts is that it's basically a religious doctrine, and so those who choose to wear it, quote unquote, are being pressured by their religious instructions and how they assess their interpretation of the religious scripture. So I think to each their own. It's I don't find it. I don't think it's. I don't think it's necessary. Coming from my opinion, as a woman and as a Muslim person, if I wanted to ascribe to that ruling, I would strictly stick to the Quran itself, which does explain a little bit further about the head covering. So, based on my interpretation, the way I viewed it is that the garment be lowered. So, the instruction was more given on the consensus that you cover the neck and the chest and wear loose fitting garment. So the burqa itself, I feel like it's a conventional, I don't know, I feel like it's something that is cultural. And to make sense of this, I will give you an idea. In the 1950s and 40s and not so long ago in modern history in Somalia, we didn't wear headscarves. We used to don a cultural scarf on our, like, it's called a masar or a gamasar. And then, so your hair would be showing. So we'd cover our sort of our neck and shoulders. And we used to don our cultural attire. And 90%, I would say, like a large majority of Muslims, Somalis at that time, would identify as being Muslim. So they used to, they had the Arkan Iman and the pillars of faith and whatnot. So they would be practicing Muslims in that sense. So I feel like the burqa, to each their own. Like, you want to wear it, you want to call it a burqa, you want to, wear a veil, so be it. But I don't think it is a religious instruction that could be generally agreed upon by a lot of the madhabs and a lot of the Muslim ummah in different areas, different demographics of the world.
Beautiful. Love that. Salute to my queen. Can I get some, like, fire ones? You know, them fire ones up in the building for my queen's input. We really appreciate it and we really love that. Thank you, queen. All
You're
right.
welcome. You're giving me a lot of hype right now, but I'm just saying, like, it's nerve-wracking to speak to a large audience. I really appreciate being a Titans member. I really enjoy your platform, and I feel like you draw a lot of great discussions, and it gives great food for thought. Like, I feel like it caters to a lot of intellectuals, a lot of people that have different values and customs, and I just really want to harness a lot of that positive, genuine, scholarly, academic interest that you really urge your audience members to do and to. Thank you. Sorry, I got a call. I don't know if I was cut off, but I don't know if you catch that. I just wanted to really I just wanted to let you know I appreciate your platform.
Love. We appreciate you, queen. Thank you.
Cal,
Yes,
I
go ahead.
would just add a comment there. The sister, that was a beautiful explanation of the standpoint of especially the Sunnah or Jama'at. But when the verse you're probably talking about is Surah 24:31, and it's a very long verse. I don't know if you want me to read it or not, Kalam.
Go ahead, brother. Sure.
Okay, let me pull it up.
I think it's the one that specifies the jalabib, right?
Yeah. Let me just find it. وقل للمؤمنات يغضضن من أبصارهن ويحفظن فروجهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا ما ظهر منها وليضربن بخمرهن على جيوبهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا لبعولتهن أو آبائهن أو آباء بعولتهن أو أبنائهن أو أبناء بعولتهن أو إخوانهن أو بني إخوانهن أو بني أخواتهن أو نسائهن أو ملكت أيمانهن أو التابعين خير أولي الأربعة من الرجال أو الطفل الذين لم يظهروا على عورات النساء وليضربن بأرجلهن ليعلم ما يخفين من زينتهن وتوبوا إلى الله جميعا أيها المؤمنون لعلكم تفلحون. So I'm going to give you a direct translation of Sahih.
Before you do that, can you just quickly give us the passage that you're reading from?
Surah 24.
24. Okay.
31.
24, 21, 31. Yeah.
24, 31. Surah An-Nur.
Okay.
Surah 24, 31. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And tell the believing women to reduce their vision and guard their private parts and not expose their adornment except that which necessarily appears thereof, and to wrap a portion of their head covers over their chests, and not expose their adornment except to their husbands, their fathers, their husbands' fathers, their sons, their husbands' sons, their brothers' sons, their sisters' sons, their women, that which their right hand possesses, or which male attendants having no physical desire, or children who are not yet aware of the private aspects of women. And let them not stamp their feet to make known what they conceal of their adornment, and turn to Allah in repentance, all of you, O believers, that you might succeed. There is a tafsir on this which also says cover the face, which is, I believe, extreme interpretation. I would say, I don't know what you lot think about that, but there's definitely aspects of headscarf covering the body and chest. That's what I believe is essential. But the face covering, I don't know about that. I don't know what you want to add to that.
And this also goes down in the trajectory of the Abrahamic traditions as well. Like that's why I actually thought and assumed that when I'm reading such a verse, that it is instructing women or the believing women and like the stipulations for men and women's attire of modesty. I always assumed that it would be that the headscarf would be drawn lower, because at that time, in Mecca and women were used to be wearing like sort of like a triangle shape headscarf, but the rest of their body would be, I guess, not so covered. And so it was just basically, and it was an instruction for them to draw their garments down lower. And the main focus for that modesty would be the upper body, like the shoulders and whatnot. But another thing I realize is, when it comes to attire, right? I feel like if you're gonna follow the Quran and Sunnah, inshallah, like you have to put in context at the time, the geographical location, and the type of environment, like if you're working. So I feel like these instructions are very helpful, but you have to be accommodating to that time and setting. So we cannot be dressing in the time and the setting of the desert of Saudi Arabia or Middle East, right? So I don't know, like I really just feel like the Quran's instructions are mainly as a guidance. So that's why it's flexible for those to use that guidance in a way that is complementary to their setting. And as a woman, I feel like who is to say how and what modesty means to that woman. Like you bear a lot of, like, I feel like as a brother, like I always appreciate like the
sister,
advice that
you're wrong in one thing.
Like,
you said that the Quran is, you can use it for all time, all places, all time. It's not just for one time.
Assuming, yeah.
She's
So
actually right. She is actually right with the fact that some verses are some verses are for the past, some verses are used for and in the concept of
mhm,
and all verses. So why I said to Kalam we spoke earlier, some verses do not speak about, is not speaking what we should be doing today. It talks about historical facts. What people, you
mhm.
have to put it in context. I think the sister is saying you have to put it in context, which I agree with. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not even going to be ruling it out completely because that's why I feel like, you know, with many of the um, guidance that's found in the wisdom behind these verses, I feel like people should be mindful of being a little bit more flexible, applying different interpretations, used, which is why we have a lot of different schools of thought. So when I hear my fellow brothers and sisters in disagreement about something that it should be more like taking the principles out of it, like drawing upon a common ground, I feel like we shouldn't be harboring ill will and sort of discrediting our fellow brothers and sisters when they're interpreting it a different way. That's why I'm not going to even, you know, if someone wants to say I'm going to wear the veil, um, the niqab because it's wajib for me or whatever, I'm not going to discredit that sister. But what I want, at least what I would like to emphasize is, you know, we cannot be deeming another fellow Muslim brother or sister to practice, like to judge them for the way that they be dressing, because that is ultimately their choice. And I feel like modesty is very versatile, very subjective, and very, you know, you need to um, you need a little wiggle room. And that's why, like, if somebody wants to have a khamis on and feel like that's modest, great. If they want to wear ma'amus, which is a Somali, you know, attire for male, great, go ahead. If you want to practice, if you want to dress appropriately during prayer, great. um, different different things for different folks. And, you know, I just feel like let's unite on the more common ground of these principles, not to exclude our fellow brothers and sisters for dressing in a certain way. It's all about intention, right? And there is a verse in the Quran that talks about the separation of men and women and having like sort of a hijab, like, you know, like, so first of all, like, I feel like hijab, that claim, that term is very in itself, like, you need to really build yourself as your iman. You really have to be guarded in your heart. So that is the main hijab that you have to have,
Mhm.
right? Hishold, modesty from your etiquette. So attire, wearing a headscarf or a jalabib or a abaya is not going to make you a pious person. Same with a beard and a kufi and whatever. So
Mm.
I just want to say, like, I just really find that we're nitpicking things that really don't they're not concrete in a sense of building your iman. So for me, I feel like you start with the basis. You know, like, if you believe in Allah, or you if you're a Muslim and you're going to be advocating for a lot of the righteous principles that you find in your faith, stick to the core tenets. And then the attire is more superficial. It's more like the outset. So you don't really want to um, dig people and judge them, like Miss Dina Takeo, whatever, who now who's dropped her headscarf. Like, I feel like
Indeed.
everybody to each their own. So that's why I feel like we're really, it's so subjective. And so let's not really, you know, mark a person for saying you're a bad Muslim because you're not dressed like a Muslim. Because what does that mean? You know?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with what you said, yeah.
Hold on,
But
hold on, hold on, real quickly. Yes, family tree. I would love for you guys to show some love and respect for the sister right now, and hit us up with some likes, baby. Hit us with some likes, right? This is just drop some fire for us, all right? And also, I want to get Trigfa. Trigfa has been trying to get on for some time now, so let me just get him on real quickly, and I'll get back to you, Mr. Stacks. Go ahead, Trigfa.
Yo, all right. So before I answer on this topic, I just wanted to ask you, Kalam, why do you want the burqa banned?
I would like for everybody here on the panel to answer the brother. Answer this question actually. Have I ever said so far on this panel that I wanted the burqa
nah,
ban?
nah, nah, nah,
No,
nah.
at the start you said you were against the burqa, didn't you?
I said
Mm.
That is what you said at the start.
my preference is not the burqa, it's not the niqab, but I respect everybody's expression to wear whatever they like.
What he's saying,
I would
what
not.
Kalam is saying is fair.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. And I said I would
Kalam,
not want anybody to make the burqa illegal unless there is some sort of risk, and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay, but isn't there a risk when anyone covers their face with anything like Halloween? People cover up, and there's loads of risk there. So shouldn't we stop Halloween?
Of course, that's what I'm saying to you. If there is a problem, for example, a speaker's corner, we recently found out if inside of 3 different boroughs during a particular time there is no face masks allowed from one this hour to another hour because there is a harm of, I don't know, burglary or whatever the case is. If that's the case, then obviously you ban face masks, right? But I don't see any threat at present for burqas or for niqabs or anything like that. So I don't see the reason why you would want to, why you would want to ban it, because it's not causing any harm, it's not causing any threat, it's not causing any harassment that I'm personally aware of. So therefore, I wouldn't be in favor of banning it. Go ahead now.
Oh, I thought you were against it, so my bad there.
I know.
But yeah, I agree. I think we should be allowed to wear whatever we want,
I
as long
agree
as
too.
as long as it's not harming anyone.
you
I do
guys just
too.
want to know like the concept behind it, yeah? You want to know the concept, why they wear it.
Yes. Who said that? Yeah, please do. Tell us from your perspective. Maybe you guys got sisters, cousins, or aunties or mothers that do wear it. Let us know what is the reasons that they give.
I would
Yeah, is
say
it because they're following the sunnah, or it's like, yeah, I always wanted to wonder. I wondered about that too, like their choice of taking it to that level.
it's a form of modesty, but an extreme form of modesty, you know. So I think if they want to use the verse I just read and use their own interpretation and spin it with their own interpretation and say, yo, it's talking about modesty, but their modesty is extreme form of modesty, and it's also a cultural thing. I would say some people are born into a family where modesty is a essential part of their deen. So when they're thinking about modesty, it's not about headscarf, it's about niqab. And if their parents are doing what they're doing, they would use that as a model to
Mm-hmm.
to do what they're doing. So I don't know. Really, I think this is either a cultural thing, or they can use some Quranic verses to their own advantage and say this might be fard or this might be sunnah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say both. I would
To
say
be honest, with
And
you
maybe,
guys, right? I just want to quickly just drop this. Like me personally, right? I'm always scared when I go outside. Like when I step outside on the streets, I'm always in fear that I'm gonna be a fitna to everybody else because I know how goddamn handsome I am. God damn it! I should really have a niqab on, shouldn't I? I know. Anyway, sorry. Continue. Sometimes it's nice to
Yo,
lighten
M
the mood,
Stacks.
you know?
Yo, M Stacks. Yo, M Stacks, you there?
yeah,
When you say extreme, when you
yep.
say the niqab is an extreme form of modesty, do you mean that in a bad way?
No, I don't mean it a bad way. I'm
You just
talking.
mean it's like more modesty, more
Nah, because
modest.
nah, do you know what I'm saying to you? If you read the Quran at face value, if you're reading the Quran and you read the interpretation, you will not find niqab anywhere. But you will find some form of, if you interpret it like, let's say, you interpret head covering as veil, that's what I mean, extreme form of interpretation of the Quranic verse.
Oh,
But
okay.
but that's what I'm saying. But I'm not talking about the niqab itself being extreme. I'm happy with people wearing the niqab. I got family members who wear it, so I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't have a problem with that.
Are you Sunni, by the way?
Yeah, Sunnatul Jamaat. Yeah.
All right.
I think you guys might be forgetting part of the equation here, which is when we're asking kind of why do Muslim women wear a niqab or a burqa?
Because they want to,
there are
maybe?
reasons that they might come out with themselves, but then there's also kind of the pressures that they might feel from their family members and from the general society. And
That's
this is
definitely
particularly the case when we consider that in Islam, there's a concept of, I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly, but gira, like a protective jealousy or like righteous jealousy.
Gira.
And so this yeah. So there's this concept where like a particular form of jealousy and wanting to kind of protect your women is seen as a benevolent or kind of glorified thing. And so that this kind of concept can very easily be pushed towards, well, my gira means that I want to ensure that my daughter is dressing the way I want her to, and I want her to have a thin veil of gauze in front of her eyes so that she can't make eye contact with anyone. So I want her wearing a burqa. So when you glorify kind of gira or like protective jealousy or righteous jealousy in this way, it can very easily lead to these kind of knock-on consequences where kind of women are controlled and that sort of thing. So
where did you get this from? Where did you get that from?
What, gira?
Yeah, gira, whatever that is.
Well, I first heard of it like listening to Muslim YouTubers, and then I kind of read up on it myself from like Islam QA and Wikipedia.
No, that's not the case.
So what have I said that's incorrect about gira?
Whatever gira is, I don't know what that is. I don't know if anyone on the panel know what gira is.
So wait. You said that I said something wrong about gira, but you don't know what gira is.
Gira is nothing that we know of, generally speaking. Gira and protective jealousy, that is not the case in any form or matter in why people wear the niqab. The niqab, I told you, it can be used as an interpretation from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you saying that is form of protective jealousy where the parents indoctrinated their children to wear the niqab for a certain reason, I would say if that's the case, is a minority, a small minority of parents do what you're starting to say. So you're using an extreme form of matter to try to paint all Muslims with that same brush.
Well, wait. Okay. So do you think it's reasonable to believe that what I've just been talking about might happen in, for example, Taliban-controlled areas where there's no levels of education and the societies are extremely patriarchal and male-dominated, and burqa is very widely worn, and if the head of the households kind of feels some sort of a protective jealousy or something like that, he will make sure that his view is enforced. Do you think it's not likely in that kind of environment?
Yeah, I think that's more likely in that environment. But we're talking about, generally speaking, UK, Saudi Arabia, more developed countries. If you're talking about Taliban, that's an extreme form of, not even Islam, that's an extreme form of group. So I don't know why you brought Taliban in this situation.
Anything can happen in a terrorist environment. Anything can be forced upon you.
All right, but
sorry. Before you continue, right? Because I just need to make sure we've got one of our other sisters out here. She says that it sexualizes women that have started their menses. That's from Tippy Bear. I just want to make sure that her comment is read out. Salutes to Tippy Bear. Hopefully we can maybe discuss.
Really wrong.
Continue.
Wrong.
Sorry?
She's wrong. It doesn't sexualize nobody.
Okay. Continue the conversation and then we'll jump on.
Doesn't it do the opposite?
Continue
the one last kind of point I want to make on this kind of idea is that we can agree that in certain areas where there is kind of quite a repressive culture, kind of like, for example, Taliban areas, that it can be pressured on women. Okay.
Yeah, just like anything can, yes.
Therefore, like, kind of, if people who are from that kind of region move to the UK, it could easily be that they then kind of raise their family in the same way that was normal for them in Afghanistan.
I hear that.
That's maybe some food for thought. Like, we can't just think, oh, but it's in the UK, therefore everyone is living equally and everyone is fine. Like, there are people in the UK who, for example, do female genital mutilation. So we can't assume that things are hunky and dory just because we're in the UK. We need to.
But it's not.
Kind of cultural effects can still happen.
Nah, but it's not fair to talk about an extreme matter, to try to use an extreme matter and make people think. All the same. Yeah, and try to make people think that in this environment where the Taliban are involved and they oppress people in every shape, not in only niqab, in every form of matter, and you cannot only try to use that matter and make people think that in that case is is a widespread in what's it called, Islamic culture, which I totally disagree with. In that case, in Taliban's case, that's you can't just say they're not even Muslim, they're not Islam. So I don't know why you're trying to co-align these two with Islam, Taliban. They got nothing to do with us. They're not even Muslim.
Kalam, can I ask
May
a
I,
question?
may I ask a quick question, and then I'm gonna get Hoya in. I'm calling out for my sisters out there, right? Or for the man them who's got sisters, right? Can I get you guys to come along? And no jokes this time, no jokes. Can I get some of you guys to come along with me and do a survey? I want to do a survey to figure out why do certain sisters actually wear the hijab or the niqab.
Mm-hmm.
I would really want to find that out, okay? Just so I know for my own personal yeah, like I really want to know. I don't actually honestly know. I haven't really spoken to any sisters on this topic.
I can give you a little
And
bit of what I've picked up on some of the ones that I know of that chose to wear the niqab. So maybe it just will highlight a little bit of their reasons from what I was told. Because I always wondered what makes women wear such a garment, and I feel like because when I got the education that I did growing up about the niqab, it was worn actually by the prophet's wives during the time during their time, and it was as a protection, and so it was exclusive to only them, and it wasn't propagated, you know, to other Muslims. And so I feel like a lot of Muslim women, which is rightfully, mashallah, very admirable of them. Like I feel like they're on a spiritual journey, so they want to elevate their iman and practice their faith, you know, wholeheartedly. So I can understand that. However, I feel like there's a problem. There could be a lot of problems that could arise when they're trying to secure employment, maybe have a identifying ID, like when they're going out to, you know, get some things done in a society that, you know, requires a face to be shown. And so, like, to avoid problems, I would always ask myself, like, if I wanted to put myself in their shoes, what would I like? What kind of choices would I make? Because, you know, you want to adhere to the faith wholeheartedly, but at what cost? So for when I hear that their dilemmas, and when I hear like they're already going to be facing discrimination, sorry, they're already going to be typecasted, they're already going to be facing a lot of side eyes, and I feel like it heightens their tension in that environment. So is it worth it when it's just let's just say it's sunnah, like it's sunnah to wear it. Is it then worth it to be living in the West to wear the niqab and face a lot of hurdles? So I always want to appeal to my sisters and say, you know what, take the road less traveled. Maybe like this is it's good that you're practicing your faith, but the niqab, like to make it seem like it's compulsory or to put a lot of pressure on yourself, it could be a double-edged sword. So that's all I want to say.
That is correct. I do agree with this very much indeed. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
The
let me shout out.
extremism in the
Sorry,
Burqa,
Google.
very
Google.
bad, very bad, very not good. Yes,
I love
yes.
Chinese TV. You're always going to get the trolls
Yeah,
just to sabotage,
yeah.
you know.
just to get
So
some shine.
let me shout out to
Allow them.
Enriab for the super chat
Yellow.
donation. Salute to Enriab. Man.
Edges singer title.
Money
But-
same little grooms, little one.
Yes.
Oh, goodbye, goodbye.
Haha.
Okay, I want to say something about.
Okay.
Wow. I hope that's not my Aki's. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
All right. Oh, sorry. What's this, James? James, thought I had been left out the discussion so far. We can't assume that it's always entirely off their own. Where did that go? Okay. Well, it's after 12 right now, and it's getting mighty late. I'm going to do hopefully another 10 minutes of discussion, and then we shall be shutting down the show. We can continue this off air, and hopefully tomorrow, okay, I'm going to take to the streets. I'm going to interview a couple of my Niqabi queens and my hijabi heroes, and see what they have to say about the about it. And I'll be.
And don't forget the former hijabis. because we
Oh
all
yeah,
been on that journey. Okay,
and the former hijabis as well.
bring him out.
Kalam.
Bring him out.
Manam is
Kalam.
saying, man, wait, hold on. Before you continue, Manam is saying, oh, sorry, Manam or females, saying, leave our women alone. Once I say, Assalamu alaikum, akhti, it's game over, innit? It's peak. Oh, don't let your sisters around me. No, I'm joking, man. Go on, Trickford, go ahead.
All right. So Kalam. Basically, I can't remember what I was going to say now. To be honest, do we all on this panel? Do we all agree that we should be allowed to wear whatever we want?
Yes,
Yes, within
One,
reason.
yes.
but
Yes,
but
within
in the
reason.
in the context of the law, the jurisdiction that you're living in, like I feel like we have to abide by the law. And so if I'm a niqabi and I want to get my driver license and I'm being told that I have to display my face, I would adhere to that. I'll give precedence
I
to
agree. I
my
agree.
host agency,
But that's a
my host
violation
country.
of. Isn't that a violation of religious freedoms?
Freedom of religion. Freedom of religion.
You
Yeah.
want to, but then you want to take it up to the higher courts. You know what? Fine. Like I'm just saying, like what I would
Sister,
do is
we can't-
different from the other niqabi, but I would,
can't-
yeah, I
we
would
can't
assume that the.
choose.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we can't pick and choose what laws like we want to follow. Like
No,
one
we
time they
can't.
say religious freedoms, and then you're gonna violate religious freedoms. It's not fair. It's like
But
one.
Yes, but then that's the cost we bear living in the West, or any country where the rules may impact our freedom of speech and
Yeah,
beliefs. So
but they shouldn't though.
they shouldn't. However, we have more tolerance. I feel like as Muslim people, like you would have more rights and freedoms to express your beliefs and adhere to your beliefs, in more so than our native country. So, I have to
Not
Yeah,
just
really. Not really.
okay, just my opinion though.
yeah. Basically, what I would say, it's already been banned in a few countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, France, Wales?
I think it was
and also
Australia.
Middle Eastern countries. Let's
Wasn't
not forget
Australia
that.
as well?
What is the
Yeah.
premise of wearing the niqab? So then you have to you just have to weigh out like your reasons to wear
Yep.
it and what
What,
how much what's your threshold to
what's the reason to
dealing
wear
with
it?
the
Is that
backlash.
yeah? Are you trying to ask the question? What's the reason they wear the niqab? Is that what you're trying to say?
And that would be subjective, but then
It can.
how
To cover
like
themselves.
to
Nah,
say
and
like
I would say it's
give
subjective or objective. It can be objective. There's
but
a
in
lot
the
of hadiths.
scenario, go ahead, brother.
There's a lot of hadiths. I would say I can pull up 6, 7 hadiths right now, which shows you the Prophet's wives and the Prophet advocating niqab. So I can show you a lot of hadiths
Right.
which the
No, that's
women,
fine.
Muslim women.
Yeah.
No, hold on. That's not fine. I would love for you to pull that up for me, please.
Yeah, give me
If
1
that's
minute.
possible.
30
That would
seconds.
be
Receipts, yeah?
absolutely awesome because you could be able to educate us because I have yet to find it. So if you can show it
Yeah.
to me, I
I've
would really love that.
never the whole
Okay.
face covering. I haven't read a text from that as well. But
Okay.
but even if it's if it's the tafsir and if it's the way you interpret it, I feel like in the country that we live in, let's just take you guys live in the UK. So if there's a law, right, to get your driver license, for instance, or a government ID card, and you have to have your picture taken, and then they ask you to take off your veil. The women that are being asked, I feel like they should be taking that off because you still are practicing your religion. There's not like no one is infringing on your rights. It's almost like you're told this is the rule of law, and it's so when I think about the women that I know that wear the niqab, it's like wajib from them. It's like another
Yeah.
additional sunnah. It's ajr. So it's
Yeah.
not like they're they're still abiding by their faith.
Let me just
So
give you
taking
some.
off, they're not gonna lose. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
still
Let's not
infringing
fight.
on their rights though, because you're telling them to take it off. They
Sorry?
should be. I said it's still infringing on their rights because you shouldn't be able to tell them what to wear and how long to keep it on for.
But
Do you understand what I'm
but they
saying?
need to distinguish who's who as a citizen.
Okay.
And
For
it's a
example,
security,
let's
it may
say
be a security risk. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna be, I don't know, I would not like to rustle some feathers seeing that I have
I'll
an
just
abundance of rights that I, as a Muslim person, I would be, I don't know, I would not like to challenge those type of rules because I feel like there's a lot of freedom I have to express my faith.
yeah. Before we move
So
on, let me give you some evidence on it. As Kalam, Kalam, you still there?
Yeah,
you
buddy.
just have to be a little bit smart about challenging the laws a little bit, because you're then going to have to set a precedence, and then it's just, where do you draw the line? It's just,
Okay, let me just. I'm just gonna give a few hadiths. If you lot can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's echoing. So
Yeah. Someone's watching it.
and it's so subjective, because even when I said infringement on your old religious beliefs, like unless somebody's obstructing me from performing prayer somehow, or or just basically telling me to denounce my faith, like that's what I call like higher, like being challenged to that extent. I don't think being asked to take off the niqab
yeah,
as a woman would be an infringement on my rights.
yeah.
But
So
that's just my opinion, yeah.
okay, okay. So if you lot still there,
Because you
can
can
hear
wear
me?
it still in different settings, but they're just saying take it off for the photo so that we can give you a government ID for your passport, for instance, or something.
Okay, okay. Let me just give you some hadith. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 6, Book 60, Hadith 282, narrated by Safia bint Shabi' and by Aisha radiallahu anha, used to say, when the verse they should draw their veils over their necks and bosoms was revealed, the ladies cut their waists.
Let's just ban all the terrorists, man. Just ban them all.
Was revealed that he says the ladies cut their waist sheets. Sheets were used at the edges and they covered their faces with cut pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book 8, Hadith 368.
Nope. Stop. Before you continue, right? Give me that. Say that again. I gotta check that stuff out, baby. You know I can't just let you talk like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel ya. Volume 6, Book
Hold
60.
Hold on. Let me just quickly go to it. All right. Sahih Bukhari, narrated by what's her name? Safia bint Shayba, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Have you read it?
So this, yeah. All right. I want to
Yeah.
just ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Before,
Is
let me
this
just.
hold on? Is this right here? Is this right here in the Arabic?
What I'm reading right now is the English. I don't have the Arabic in front of me.
Okay, I've got the Arabic in front of us. This is why I say, yeah,
Yeah.
be careful of these of the devil. It's the English translations that's the devil, So I want to
Yeah.
see right here, because this is why converts, right? When they convert to Islam, they go the full 9 yards because they're reading it in English. Show me where it says that in the Arabic, and I know you read Arabic, so could you just read this real quickly? So, okay, so go ahead.
I can't see your screen, so can you just tell me the link?
So right here, so Aisha radiallahu anha used to say this. Go ahead. It's right here. I don't know. I'm trying to maximize it.
It's really small. You can't really see it.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see it properly. So
Yeah.
if you can give me my link,
Let's try this. Let me know. Can you see that now?
I won't be able to see. I'm on my phone. If you can just give the link or something. I can't see nothing at all. It's just black screen.
Okay. All right. Let me do that. So check the back chat.
Yo, Kalam.
Yep.
So you just said that the English is the devil, yeah? The English translation. So aren't you basically saying that half of the debates you've had with people at the park against Islam, yeah, and the Quran are basically all wrong? Because you get the English translation, don't you?
No.
And when you quote extreme stuff, this is all the English language.
Nope. I always double check it in Arabic before I speak on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And what were you asking
Right.
for? What were you asking for?
That hadith that you was reading about.
Yeah, I see.
I can't remember.
Actually,
Sahih Bukhari, Volume 6, something.
it's actually a good translation. So are you looking for where he says they cover their faces?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. من قبل yeah and من قبل الوجه there I would say at the ending where it says heads and faces, it actually does say heads and faces.
Yeah.
It does say heads and faces. They cover their heads and faces with cut pieces.
I've the first time that I've been wrong in my life.
There we go.
You might look at the son like earlier we looked at the authenticity, remember?
Hmm?
You
That's
might
authentic.
So,
yeah.
where does it say heads and faces here?
Yeah, 1 second.
And I'm gonna appreciate you, man, because usually I pride myself on being right. And right now you're about to prove me wrong. God damn.
It's all right, Kalam. Don't worry, it happens, my G.
So what you're trying to say that translation is wrong, yeah?
I'm just seeing. I don't know. My Arabic might be poor, so I don't know. Can you just show me where it says face and heads? They cover their face and heads.
I will show you.
Or could you just read it out in the Arabic first, so we can all hear it?
Okay. It's not the only hadith. There's another 4 or 5 hadiths which
no problem. There could be 4 or 5, but at least this one you quote it. So I would like to see what it says. And if it doesn't say heads and faces, just say it doesn't say heads and faces.
No, it does. Come on, man. 1 second.
Okay. Do we have anybody else here who speaks Arabic or can read Arabic? Should I say? Anybody else?
1 second.
Yo, Kalam.
Yep.
What are you more convinced of? This is just something not relating to this until he finds it. What are you more convinced of, Shia Islam or Sunni Islam?
Neither. I don't really try to get convinced on a sect over another sect.
Oh, I thought you was learning when, Raza was teaching you about Shia Islam. I thought you was going to convert.
I would never convert to anything, and there's no need to convert.
Why?
Because
don't you want to go Jannah?
I'm good, G. I'm living in Jannah right now.
Guys.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna take a long time for this, right?
Nah, we're not. Give me 40 seconds. Carry on speaking.
Yeah, come on, man. We got a panel of Muslims.
I'm the only one speaking.
Yeah, we got a panel of Muslims on here, and nobody isn't even attempting to read the Arabic for me right now.
Yeah, you can read it for us, man.
Who was the brother that read the verse from the Quran? Like
M-Stacks.
Yeah, that was me.
It's M-Stacks, but he's saying that he can't see what's on the screen right now.
Oh, okay.
And then I posted him the link to go and check it out, but it's taking quite some time.
That's
So should we just talk about anything until he's done?
Yeah, might as well. I'm trying to go to bed though, so we were supposed to close.
What time are you turning off?
We were supposed to close down 2 minutes ago because I know my whole household is going to start complaining to tell me to turn off that nonsense. You and your flipping Muslimics and your stupid Titans don't want to hear it. So yeah.
All right. Well, before you go, what do you think about transgenders and their identity being changed? Do you think that's acceptable?
Again, I'm very liberal, right? I'm very liberal. If that is your choice, that is your choice. Again, I would not want or have my own personal children. I would not want, and I'll try to educate them, steer them against that, right?
Okay.
Kalam. Can I say one thing to you, Kalam? The school system these days, they're trying to normalize this thinking among children. So you see a lot of kids that are gonna be saying, they'll be born men, but they're gonna say, I think I'm a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if they're, I'll be against schools promoting this. But if they want to educate the children about this and let them understand that there's different people in the world, with different, I don't know if I know what to call it, but just educate them about these different types of people. So when they come across them, they don't have any phobia about these individuals. I think that's okay. But if it's to promote it and endorse it, I don't think that schools should be doing that.
Mate,
Yeah, go on.
check out a documentary that was released like 5-10 years ago called The Gay Agenda. Everything that was written in that documentary is happening. So it's pretty scary, bro.
I don't think they should say anything about transgenders because that's where it all starts. People start questioning and then people start transgendering,
So
transitioning.
you're saying these are the signs of Yom Qiyamah? Like,
Yeah, of
these
course.
prophecies?
Of course it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is abomination. You get me, Kalam?
Jeez, that says an abomination. I'm gonna refrain from using that type of language. I would say in my culture it would be considered to be an abomination.
Yeah, in most of our cultures it would be. Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not normal at all. It's unnatural.
as I'm in Britain and I'm fully I don't know, acculturated to the British way of doing things, I am very tolerant of people and their ideas and their cultures and their you know, however they want to do things. I'm
I
tolerant.
hear ya.
Okay, but don't you think it should be?
agree.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
Sorry, who was speaking?
Yeah, you can go on. I don't know.
okay.
I can't remember your name.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I really appreciate Callum's insightful response there, because if you want to talk about homosexuality and with the reference of the Quran and Yom Lut and all that stuff and how you're going to open a can of worms. So the best, you know what, to each their own, and you don't want to, that's none of our business, you know, how one lives their life. But to use maybe the label of abomination and those type of rhetoric, I would be really cautious, because you know, we work with people who have a different lifestyle. We have probably family members who are probably in that lifestyle. That is not us for us to judge. So I just wanted to say that everybody. Yeah, that's
Each to their own is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I think it is not each to their own is because this will affect my kids in the future. So I think people should speak up against it, because it is unnatural. It's wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it needs to be stopped full on.
All right. Let me just I don't want to venture down that alleyway. Maybe that's another show. This could be possibly another show where we could actually discuss that. I don't mind, but I don't want to put it into this show right now. So we're still waiting for
come on, M Stacks, what's going on? M Stacks,
like, we're still waiting for you to drop us about this hadith that you brought up. Okay, I know what it says in the English, but I want to know what it says in the Arabic. If you can't do that, let me know, because I want to close down the show and then we can continue this off air. You know, Quran, for you saying I can read the Arabic, it's an hadith by the word. Why is Kalam talking about Islam? Because that's my speciality, baby. So this is the hadith right here on the screen. Okay, you know, this is the isnad or the sanad right here, right? And then it kind of starts here from that Aisha said such and such, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're able to read this, okay, now quotes, you know, the Quran bars right there and so forth. I just want to know, does it say what the translation says? That it's
what website is it?
This is sunnah.com.
Oh, well, I'm not sure. M Stacks, you're gonna have to answer that, mate.
So I just want to know, does it say their heads and faces, they cover their heads and faces with the cut pieces of cloth? Is that what it says here? Okay, because I personally can't see the word. What's the word?
We're still waiting for him.
I can't see the word Rus. I can't see
I
that.
can't find a link, so if someone can read it, I can translate it while someone read it.
Okay, can somebody read this in Arabic and let him translate?
Can you just zoom in? If you can, zoom in.
I'll do even you one better. We do it line for line, right? Do line for line.
Can you see that bracket? I can see. You know that bracket there?
Yeah.
Zoom in a bit.
That's
on the green bracket, the green one. Yeah.
That's the Quran.
Yeah, I would say that's where he's referring to face and وَلِيَضْرِبْنَ بِخَبْرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُوبِهِنَّ. He's probably he's basically there. Yeah, I would say that's the part where he's talking about face and covers.
But that's not what the verse says, though, is it?
Yeah, it does.
M-Stacks.
It's
Wait,
not-
does it say face and heads right there?
It says head covers, not faces. You know.
It says
covers, eh?
it says khimo. No, what does it say? It says khumari, which is like a covering, not
Yeah.
necessarily a head covering, but it says covering.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a lot of words you can use for it.
Yeah, and it doesn't say face.
No, you can
It
use it for
doesn't-
face as well.
And it doesn't say head. Okay,
To
this
be
word here is to do with the breast area. There's nothing here that says face and head. So I just want to know, like, anything here in this whole hadith that talks about covering they cut it and cover their faces and heads with it.
But listen, you can say that's with head covering. You can use that for face as well.
Okay, so again, that's something we would call interpolation.
Nah.
Putting words into the text that's not actually there. Remember earlier on that I told you about, my problem is not with Islam, it's about this ideology that has crept into Islam via these hadiths and people's interpretations, right? So over here, let's just bear witness to it. Remember, we talk about shahadas, right? We talk about bearing witness. Let's bear witness, right, that this translation is not a good translation. Because it doesn't say they cover their heads and their faces with those cut pieces of cloth. It
No,
doesn't
no,
say.
no, no.
Yeah,
No,
there's
no.
mention of the head being covered, hair, none.
I would say you can say when you reference the Quranic verse, وَلْيَدْعُونَ بِخُبُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيوبِهِنَّ, you can say in some terms you can definitely say it's covering the heads, and in extreme
So
verse you can.
Let's okay. I'm gonna pretend that. Let's just pretend, okay, that the word here, this word here. Okay,
What does head covering mean?
Head covering. Let's pretend here that this means head covering, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't say that, and this means that this person is already wearing a head covering, right? And then they now cover their breast and their chest with the head covering.
Yeah.
But over here, it's talking about their skirts. Okay.
Yeah,
Their skirts, all right, and they've covered themselves with it.
Yeah, there's some mistranslation there, but I would say you can definitely say from this hadith, covering the heads is, according to this hadith, is essential. You can't say that's not.
No.
This is not what it says though.
It says cover.
The credit I'll give is maybe lengthening garments, like that I can understand, and that's how I read it as well. Like, provided there was a Arabic speaker that instructed me, but like that verse, if you dissect it, it does not mention hair being covered, nor head, nor face. So
to be fair, that's
yeah.
Wait, M-Stacks, did you not just say it says head covers?
Yeah, it definitely says head covering. Yeah, it does say head covering, definitely.
Okay, and where is your face?
Say it again.
Isn't your face on your head?
Yeah, true. Agreed.
Yeah, so there you go, head cover. You can cover your face.
Yeah.
Part of your head.
And that's only one
Draw
hadith.
the garments lower.
I can
actually.
That's
how
big
you
man.
do it, bro.
It's
I can
not
actually.
explicit.
You lot are funny, You lot are funny.
I can give you a more explicit hadith, which will absolutely show.
Do you know why you lot are funny, right? Because I'm just pretending with you guys, right? Don't think I'm actually honestly saying that you're right with your translation, right? We're saying that this verse is talking about a khimar, like a head cover, right?
Yep.
Right. So now, if this is the head covering that they already are wearing, right?
Right.
Because they're saying, right, cover like, put it over your breast. Put your head covering over your breast. So that means these people are already wearing the head covering.
Mm-hmm.
But the hadith is talking about the women cutting off their waist sheets, right? And then covering their heads and faces with those cut up pieces of cloth. How does that actually make sense?
No, it's basically, I'll say some of the hadith is mistranslated. I agree with you there. But I would disagree with the fact that you're saying it doesn't speak about head covering.
No, it does, because it clearly says head.
Yeah, it's clearly talking about head covering.
Specifically, it says they cut their waist sheets at the edges and covered their heads and faces with those pieces of cloth. Does it say that in the text?
Say that again.
Okay, so that which is highlighted here, okay? So no. Yeah. So the ladies cut, their waist sheets at the edges and cover their heads and faces with those cut pieces of cloth. Does it say that in this text here?
Not technically, but I would say it does talk about covering your head covers, which it says you can see when you point at the word بِخُبُرِهِنَّ,
That is the Quran. This here that we're highlighting is what the Quran says.
Yeah, it's referring to the Quranic verse.
They should draw their veils over their necks and bosoms was revealed. Okay, when this was revealed, right? The ladies now did something. Okay, the ladies now did something over here. Okay, now this something that they did, right? It says it here. Is that what it says here over here in the text here? And the answer is explicitly no.
No,
These
but listen.
people
No.
are putting things into the text that's not originally there. That's what I'm saying to you.
Agreed.
Is it just me, or did you guys also, like, I don't know if there's other members on the panel that got this interpretation, but for me, when I read it like that, let's say I read it in English, or I have a Arabic instructor assess the verse with me, it's almost like they were already wearing a smaller headscarf, but it's now instructing them, this revelation of the verse is saying, draw it down lower to now cover the bosom area, and then, so it's no longer, the focus is no longer the hair or the head, it's actually donning the garments and having elongated garments over your body. So that's how I looked at it. But
okay, let me ask you a quick question, please. Kalam, you know what you're reading right now? What hadith is that? Or is that in the Quran?
No, this is a hadith that is kind of giving a tafsir of, not even a tafsir, it's just giving an occasion of what happened when that verse was revealed.
Okay, well, I've got evidence from the Quran. Did you speak about 2431 M-Stacks?
Yeah, we done that already.
Oh, okay.
I believe this is actually paraphrasing. No, is this paraphrasing 2431?
Because this clearly says to draw their veils all over their bodies, faces, necks, and bosoms, and not to reveal adornment except to their husbands or their fathers. So.
Oh, did it say faces?
Yep. It says here, I don't know what this word means, but it's got it in brackets saying, hold on, let me look back at it.
It doesn't say that.
Shall I send you the link?
I'm on it right now. Look,
No, I'm on a different website. It's a different interpretation to what you're reading.
I know you might be, but we're reading the Quran right now, right? It says to cover over their bosoms and
it's
and
the neck and the chestal area that's the focus point for me.
Yeah, but aren't you reading the interpretation though? You're reading that translation, and did we not say that's incorrect? Some of it's incorrect.
No, right now this is the translation over here. Over here is the word for word, like word for word. What does it mean? We're just hovering over the words right now, as you can see, and this is just giving you the word for word what it means.
All right, well, let me just read this quickly because this is what it says. Yeah, it says, draw their veils all over juyubihina, which is their bodies, faces, necks, and bosoms, and not to reveal their adornment except to their husbands or their fathers, or their husbands' fathers, or their sons, or their husbands' sons. That's what it says. What I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, the word jubina does not mean bodies and bodies and so forth.
That's what it says right here.
It means the area of your bosom, so your neck to your chest, breast area. That's the reason. That's the region that it's talking about.
All right, but over here it's talking about. It says it clearly: their bodies, faces, necks, and bosoms. It says all of it.
Yep, and that's what we're talking
so that's clear.
About. That's the English translation for one word. They've now given you like 4 different things for that one word.
Yeah, that's in the English language as well. You can have same words, different meanings, right?
I hear you, but they've included body, necks, breast. What else do they include?
Yeah, Kalam.
Faces, which is what we're looking for. Faces.
This right here does not mean face at all.
Kalam, can you just go back 2 words?
M-Stacks, can you confirm that?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, what does that say?
Yeah.
What does that say? What does it say?
It says their head coverings in the
head
English.
Covers.
In the English, all right. But the actual word here
is head covers.
The actual word here, khumar, literally means covering.
No, sorry, no.
We can interpret it as head coverings, and I don't have no problem with interpreting it as a head covering.
It's multi.
The literal word, khumar, means a covering.
See, why the khumar in this context means head cover.
Don't block me.
So you say I don't mind it being head coverings.
Yeah,
Don't block me. Don't block me right now. Don't block me.
Yo, someone beat this one
Don't
out.
block me. Don't click. Don't click her. Don't click it. Don't click it. Don't you dare click it.
Okay, family. On that note, I'm actually going to close down the show because it is late.
Wait, let me say one thing.
الله أكبر
الله أكبر. Wait, can you kick me, bro?
الله أكبر.
Who wants to say something?
Truthful, I just want to say one more thing.
Okay, finish it.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. ولله الحمد ولله الخير. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. ستة. عيد الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Enjoy the
Can you kick him out? Trying to say something.
Kick this guy out, man. Please.
That was enough. Right?
How can we still hear it? Oh. All right, so is that it? Is everyone done? Is everyone finished?
Yeah, let's go off air. Okay, we'll go off air, and then we can continue the conversation. Okay. So, family, it's been an absolute treat having you guys on here. 80 odd minutes of you guys. If it's possible, okay, just hit the like button. Send this link around with your friends, your families, and hopefully tomorrow we can continue the discussion on the burqa, on the niqab, and things of that nature, and whether, is it other people that are being extremist? Okay, those people who want to ban it, the burqa, are they the ones who are the extremist? Or, on the other hand, are the ones who are wearing the burqa and the niqab, are they the extremists? Okay, so we're doing a little wordplay right about now. So let's continue this conversation tomorrow. We're going to get a lot of, hopefully, sisters to come onto the panel and give us their opinion, give us their views, give us their journey through wearing the niqab or hijab or the burqa.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Later on another show.
Alhamdulillah, they're praising you tonight.
Trust me.
You know. So yeah.
Mashallah.
All right, Kalam, before you go, can I ask you a question, bro?
Do you want to ask it to me on air or off air?
Both. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I will close down the show and then we'll speak about it off air. All right, family tree. Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.
Make sure you guys hit the sub button, youtube.com/truthful.
Jeez, man done his
Had to plug that real quick. 2 seconds.
All right,
in.
family tree. Anyways, peace and love, and I'll catch you guys later on. Shouts out to the First Lady. How are ya? Love.
Peace and love, everyone.
Mhm.